Hey guys, what's up? JOZ back again with another Vikings video. Since it's a bye week for the Vikings, it's going to be top 5 week here on the JOZ channel. We're going to be talking about a bunch of different top 5 lists, the top 5 offensive players, defensive players, we have some underlooked players, and we'll do some rewards at the end. But starting off, the very first time, the top 5 offensive players. So if you want to give me your number 1 pick, I have the eye icon. You can vote. I'll give you about 5 options, maybe more. And if an option that you want is not listed there, make sure to go in the comment section down below and write in a response. And if you guys see someone else written there that you like, just upvote the same comment. And then if we get enough community response, I'll be back to this video and I'll respond to it. But without any further ado, let's get to number 5.
Keenum will run it, and he'll get a first down and then some to the 41-yard line.
Number 5. Case Keenum. Yes, keeping the quarterback position, stabilizing it. It's the quarterback. Your quarterback should be the top 5 player in every offense, really. It's the most important position, if not just on offense, maybe the whole football field. And the fact that he came in and in some ways is the number 3 quarterback and played fairly well, I think it talks about a lot. And not only is his numbers okay, but he's also a good leader. He energizes the team and really just helps our team succeed without our starting quarterback, starting running back, without Diggs for a few games. And he's really been the centerpiece of keeping this offense together and keeping our whole team together through this winning streak. So let's look at his stats. He's sitting as a week 8. 7 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, 600 yards at a rating of 88. His best game was, of course, against the Buccaneers, where he absolutely torched them. So he's been good, and he's been running the ball very well too. He's ran the ball 10 times. This counts as kneel downs too, so the numbers are gonna be skewed a little bit. But his average is still 8.4 yards and a 9.1 average per game. As long as 22, so she's showing a lot of scrambling that he can do. He's extended plays. A lot of this is due to some of the negatives where he doesn't see the guy open right away when he should just find Thielen open right away instead of having to scramble and throw it late. But he's been good enough, and that I think warrants a top 5 spot. Number 4.
Them have come on Packer penalties. Beautifully designed screen, and McKinnon to the end zone.
The Jet, another replacement. When Dalvin Cook went down, everybody was scared that, oh no, our running game's as bad as it was last year. Oh no. And of course, if people that weren't saying that, they're saying, I was in the same boat. We have Latavius Murray. Don't worry too much. Yes, Cook was the man and looked absolutely spectacular, but Latavius Murray is a Pro Bowl running back that can get us lots of touchdowns, and we keep moving the ball forward. And then here comes Jerick McKinnon absolutely stealing the show, and he's been great. Running the ball hasn't been amazing, but he's been a spectacular receiving back. And keep in mind that he's only played the majority of a few games and still a split back type of system. So as a week 8 again, 69 carry, 287 yards, a 4.2 average, and 3 touchdowns. If you double that for the year, he's on pace for over 500 rushing yards and 6 touchdowns. That are easily career highs for Jerick McKinnon. Previously, his career high was only 2 touchdowns, so he's already at a career high. He's gonna over double that if he continues his pace, and 500. Maybe 600 receiving yards or rushing yards on the year is very good. And let's keep in mind that this guy is also catching the ball very well, and he's already at 203 receiving yards. So you're talking about a guy that can get 600 rushing, 400 catching, receiving, and also then you have 1,000 scrimmage yards from your running back. That's phenomenal. In today's NFL, that's what you want. And he's getting you touchdowns. We thought Latavius Murray, especially me, yeah, sure, Jerick McKinnon might run from the 20s, but when we get into the red zone, it's going to be Latavius Murray run up the gut, get those touchdowns, much like we did with Matt Asiata in the past. But Jerick McKinnon has shown the power to not only run outside the tackles but also in between them. That's helped a lot with our offensive line. Our offensive line's been a big leading force of this, and we'll get to that in a sec. But Jerick McKinnon's been spectacular for a number 2 running back, maybe even number 3. A lot of people are even running this guy off the team because we don't need him because he looked so poor before. You have to remember our offensive line was god-awful back then too, and Jet's shown when he has some help around him, he can look very good. Number 3.
Season, I can guarantee you, Aaron Rodgers, he wants to throw every ball to those guys.
Yes, the number 1 free agent signing for the Vikings, the best transaction the Vikings did all off season was getting that left tackle filled in. That spot that's been a turnstile by Matt Khalil, TJ Clemmings. Yes, that spot is now fortified by a giant wall known as Riley Reiff. This man's been spectacular, and he has not only kept dominating, he hasn't given up a sack this whole year. His pressures are extremely low. The difference between him and Matt Khalil is absolutely spectacular. This is like what we wanted from Matt Khalil his rookie year that we saw at times, but even best Matt Khalil can't blow a torch next to Riley Reiff. The comparison isn't even close. Riley Reiff has been looked like a veteran out there and really stabilized this entire offensive line. That left tackle spot has been so bad the last couple of years that it's made the other linemen look worse too, because if one lineman looks bad, it looks like the whole line is bad because you get that backside pressure all the time. Fans don't care where it comes from. The whole line is trash. And now all of a sudden Riley Reiff comes in. It's so much better. There we have it. Now, these next 2 on the list, these last 2, very, very close, and you can make your decision on them. This is one where I really want you guys to remember, go up and vote which one you guys think is number 1. It's your number 1. If you guys think I flipped these 2 around, tell me as much as you want. Number 2.
Zimmer, Pat Shurmur talked about the need for more explosive plays. They're getting them. Here's a very explosive play. It's a touchdown to Stefon Diggs.
I went with Stefon Diggs, being probably our most talented player on the football field, and he's been great, but injuries is what made him number 2, not number 1. On the year, he's at 27 receptions, 422 yards, and 4 touchdowns. Yes, that's great numbers for being injured for a few games. He's talking end of the year, he's looking at 54 catches for over 800 yards and 8 touchdowns. If he stays healthy and plays the remainder 8 games, he could easily eclipse not eclipse, but get really close to that 1,000-yard marker. And you're talking about 10 touchdowns. For a guy that's only 5 or 6 foot even, that is very good. You're looking at an Antonio Brown type receiver, and he's been catching balls from Case Keenum all year. Not Tom Brady, not Ben Roethlisberger. This guy's been making it done with a second-string quarterback, even though Case Keenum number 5 on my list. He's still been making it done and helping him out quite a bit. So his ability to catch the ball in these quick little passes, make the first guy miss, and move the chains is really good. His route running is second to none, and being able to stretch the field, catch intermediate passes, catch balls in traffic, even go up and catch the fade in the end zone now is great, a big asset to the team. The biggest thing that Stefon Diggs has to work on now is stay healthy, my boy. He's such a good asset to our team. If he stays healthy, this kid could very well be the best receiver in the NFL. Before he got hurt, he was leading the league in receiving yards. So this guy's a stud. If he stays healthy, this kid is absolute beast, and I think deserves to be the number 1 spot, but I went with consistency. Before we get to Mr. Consistent, let's start with some honorable mentions on this list, and these are the 2 injury burden players on the team, just this year anyways. Dalvin Cook, the kid's an absolute stud. You guys saw what he did when he was playing up until the Detroit game. Weird, when Dalvin Cook gets injured, we don't yell at the guy that tackled Dalvin, but The Packer fans forgetting about Aaron Rodgers. Let's talk. His best game was against New Orleans, where he ran the ball 22 times for 137 yards. He had a touchdown in his last 2 games against the Bucs and the Lions, and he was really good throughout those 4 games. 74 attempts, 354 yards. He was on pace for over 1,200, maybe 1,300 yards and 6 touchdowns. So good, and that's not even talking about his receiving ability, because he's a really good receiver. He started out the year with a few drops, but you saw his ability later on once he got comfortable. His pass blocking is phenomenal, and this kid's going to be a stud. It's too bad he tore his ACL. Hopefully he comes back, bounces back like Adrian Peterson did, maybe looking at a comeback player of the year next year. Another guy. Only played 1 game, but looked phenomenal. Sam Bradford. Oh, but he played a half of the Bears game. We don't talk about the Bears game. Sam Bradford absolutely looked phenomenal week 1 versus Saints. Oh, it's the Saints. They suck too much to even count them as a football team. No, he still torched them like no other. I think he was the best quarterback that week. He threw for 300+ yards, 346, and 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. That is perfect. He was great, and he was a big part of our offense. You saw a drop with Case Keenum with his super consistent accuracy that Bradford gives us, an ability to consistently hit those deep throws. And Bradford's arm strength and his arm talent are very, very good, but his knee is not. So unfortunately, Bradford might be done. Probably his time in Minnesota is done, and his NFL might be done as well. But you gotta give credit where credit is due. 2 honorable mentions, and now number 1 on my list.
If he can put it all together, Sean. The Vikings trying to attack deep down the middle. Adam Thielen running free in the secondary.
If he wasn't super obvious. If Stephon Diggs wasn't number 1, it was going to be the other guy. Number 19, Mr. Mankato, the best wide receiver in the NFL, Adam Thielen. Yes, this kid is absolutely amazing, and more importantly, he's consistent. He never seems to have a bad game. He's always making good catches. He's had 1 drop on the year. You need that receiver with great hands. This is our guy, a guy that came from Mankato State and has absolutely looked phenomenal for the Vikings. Sitting at 48 catches, 627 yards, only 1 touchdown. So that touchdown is one thing you can make the debate for Diggs being here. But a guy that should finish the year with really close to 100 catches and on pace for about 1,300 yards. This kid's gonna be absolutely phenomenal, and he's showing it. Again, most of his numbers are with Case Keenum. It's not Tom Brady. It's not Peyton Manning in 2007. It's Case Keenum. It's a backup quarterback, and he's still a guy that can put up over 1,000 yards, and it's so great to see. Hopefully he stays healthy, and hopefully he keeps being as consistent as he is, because he has proven that this is kind of the kid he is. He's a guy that will get you 5+ catches a game and consistently put up good catches and be where you want him. He's a great route runner. What more can you say about Adam Thielen? He's also probably one of the best run blocking wide receivers in the league. He does so much for our team. He loves coming inside and blocking linebackers for our running backs. He helps our team in so many different ways. When he made the team back a couple years ago and he's playing special teams, he won a game against the Packers. This guy is not only the best offensive player, but he could easily be the Vikings MVP. Just the fact of his so consistent week in, week out. You can always count on him. If there's a guy you want to make plays, and hey, defenses that will probably double cover Stephon Diggs in those situations, and then they'll get burned by Adam Thielen. So there you have it. There's my top 5. Give me your top 5 down below. Remember to vote on the eye icon in the corner of the screen. There you have it. Next, we'll be doing the top 5 defenders as of week 8, and we'll see you guys in the next JZ Vikings video.